Imagine if you ran a small grocery store and all transactions were verbal IOUs. With dozens of transactions happening every day, you definitely forget some IOUs and lose out on profit. This is why recording all transactions in the books is imperative. Receivables, also known as accounts receivable, represents debts owed to one party for goods or services delivered before payment. Account receivables fall under two common types: accounts receivable and notes receivable. Other types include interest receivable, tax refund receivable, rent receivable, and receivables from employees. Accounts receivables are the due amounts for credit sales from various customers. Credit sales are logged in the ledger as an increase in the value of accounts. Accounts can be documented in an accounts receivable subsidiary ledger and used for each customer to keep track of purchases and payments. The general ledger tracks the total amount of accounts receivable versus records related to the customer-specific debts. Let's say you have a credit sale to Company A for $10. The product they bought only cost you about $7. In a balance sheet, you would simultaneously see a $10 increase in the accounts receivable and a $7 decrease in inventory value. However, there would also be an increase in the equity seen in the profit line of $3. As a form of convenience, many companies accept card payments, namely Visa, MasterCard, or American Express, instead of cash. Accepting credit helps the company avoid risks. Some of these risks include the potential of credits not being paid, as that would be handled by the credit card company and not the vendor. The seller would receive the cash for the transaction before the credit card company even collected from the customer. However, paying with credit is not free. The seller often will pay a 1% to 5% fee depending on the card issuer. This is reflected in the income statement as an expense that is subtracted from the sales to get to the net sales. You would find these numbers under Other Expenses, Financial Expenses. Now that you understand part of accounts receivable, do you feel ready to collect?